Welcome to Disney A, the Canadian-themed Disney travel podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Krysta.
I'm good at intros.
You're so good at intros.
I know. Oh, my goodness.
I predict you will do an intro next week as well.
Whoa, are you a psychic?
I am really smart. What are we talking about this week?
Well, we're gonna do some speculation fun today, I think.
That's why I was predicting. I'm really good at his
Yeah.
predictions.
I don't know if it's gonna be predictions or just like wild guesses.
Probably a little column A and a little column B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rumors, predictions, wish lists, I don't know.
Because D23 is coming.
Yes, it is.
That's what we're talking about.
Yep, that is what we were talking about.
So we're going to talk about what we're thinking before, which will be soon outdated because the actual thing will happen.
Yep.
And then we'll talk about what actually happened.
Exactly.
And see how right or wrong or... Well, you're psychic, so you'll be completely right.
You know what, though? I might throw in an occasional one. I don't want to be like...
yeah. You got to throw off the scent of the CIA and stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Before we get to that, Brandon, what is your nerd thing this week?
Well, I got to play with a new toy this week, actually.
Oh?
Kind of random, but it was a Bluetooth meat probe thermometer for my smoker.
Yes. Yeah, you hadn't used the Bluetooth thermometer thing before.
No.
You got it for Christmas last year.
Yeah, so...
And then you were kicking yourself that you hadn't tried the thermometer before.
I thought I was expecting it to be a little more complicated, but... yeah, it just plugs in and broadcasts to your phone, an app on your phone what the internal temperature of the meat is, so you get like a perfectly smoked roast.
Well, and I'm very much in favor of you doing this because it means that you're excited about it now, so you're going to smoke more things. Was what you said.
I'm thawing some steaks right now. We're going to try. I haven't smoked steaks before, so...
yeah, it's been like roast smoke. Well, my dad's a rancher, and so we have pretty solid access. Yes, very good.
Good cow.
But usually barbecue steaks, and you're going to try smoking them instead.
I'll give it a try.
Now that you have a fancy dancy thermometer.
I do like a nice grilled steak a lot, so I'm kind of concerned. That's why I'm not using my favorite cut of steak.
You're using my favorite cut of steak. Yeah.
It can't be too bad.
But I'm excited for you to try more things now that you have such a fancy thing to use.
Yeah, it's like technology and cooking.
Yeah.
Combined.
That I benefit from. Minor thing is school is back in. We're back in class. It's
so exciting.
Yep. It's exciting. We're
get to mold some young minds.
I do, apparently.
And they can tell you how awesome you are.
It just happened. Yeah, I got a message just before we came to record this from a student who graduated several years back. That was very nice, and thank you. And you were making fun of me for getting teary and reading it. And
yeah.
Yeah. It's like...
Not everybody can be as cynical or grouch like me, I suppose.
Well, it was a very, very wonderful student. But yeah, it's a 50-50 shot on whether I get a nice message like that or something with a lot more expletives and insulting. So, yeah. Yeah, that's
cool.
Back into routine now.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sorta.
Yeah. And also, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a delicious brew from our local brewery called Trees Don't Move.
Oh.
Which is an eccentric but accurate name.
Yeah.
Because trees...
They don't move.
They don't move,
no. Why would they call it Trees Don't Move?
I'm not sure.
I think it's a skiing thing.
Skiing or mountain biking, I guess, is like if you run
sense.
into a tree, they don't move.
Yeah. You are not winning that.
Yeah. Actually very dangerous.
I am drinking from Pacific Coast Cocktails, which is, I think, from Vancouver.
Victoria, I believe.
Vancouver Island, I think.
Yeah.
This is a Huckleberry Fir vodka cocktail, and it is interesting. I actually like it, but it's bizarre.
It's a hipster cocktail.
Yeah.
Everything about it, from the logo to the flavors.
But yeah, Huckleberry Fir. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, okay.
It's good. It's bizarre, but I like it.
It's a little weird. I like huckleberries. I don't know if I like them with
fir trees?
Pine scented air freshener taste. I don't know.
No, it's good. Also, we have a new She-Hulk episode 3. Gut reaction, but spoiler free. What did you think?
This is a fun show.
Yeah.
And the funness is upsetting some people, and I think that's funny also.
Yeah. That like wins more points in my world.
The 3 out of 3 for post-credit scenes. And this one
This is true.
was just like really weird and
Bizarre
funny.
and yeah. My favorite is still the first post-credit scene.
Yes.
But yeah, 3 for 3. And I think that takes us to the news. Disney A News Update. So, Brandon, this is Halloween. This is Halloween. No, but it is at Disneyland.
It's Labor Day, actually.
No, it's Disneyland, though. It is Halloween.
Wow, that's
September
true.
2nd
But
it started.
We didn't say Happy Labor Day.
Oh, yeah, Happy Labor Day.
That's in the States, too, so that's...
Yeah. It's just not a holiday in the States.
Well, they don't have holidays down there, so...
Fair. Okay. But yeah, Happy Labor Day. I get a long weekend. I'm going to have a happy reading day on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Means I read all day.
Which is today, when the episode comes out.
True.
Yeah, okay. But yes, Halloween. Halloween at the Disneyland.
Yeah, we don't need to go through, but they did release the food guide, which is now out. Did anything catch your attention, though?
Yeah, so the theme this year for their Halloween food is spice and pumpkin spice.
Apparently.
Because you got your ghost peppers and
Yeah.
chipotles and then a whole heck of a lot of pumpkin spice stuff.
That sounds amazing because I absolutely love both of those things.
I do not go for the pumpkin side, but
I do.
I like a spicy
And you
thingy.
You help you approve of my pumpkin spiceness, my basic.
Well, I you
You enable.
I don't know if I approve, but it makes you happy, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, I like
you
it.
go.
I like it. Yeah, I was gonna say you're an enabler of my pumpkin spice. It's a short period of time every year, okay?
Longer and longer every year.
September 2nd.
You were starting to get anxious about pumpkin spice in like August 25th,
Yeah,
and you're
I had to
gonna
go back to
continue.
school.
You're gonna continue it until late November.
Mid-November, because then I'll switch to candy cane and. Yeah, they had a lot of different things that I would really, really, really like almost everything. Did anything catch your attention, though?
I think I want to go to the Lamplight Lounge. They had a good selection of
They
tasty.
really did.
I mean, the food there looked good
Wow,
all the time.
that's fair.
And I think that has to be on our list when we go back and it's not food and wine.
Yeah.
But yeah, their Halloween offerings are really cool this year.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm always intrigued by, well, I was after most of the pumpkin spice things, but their seasonal churros that they have right now.
They have a lot.
Yeah, so many. And, well, I'm sure this is like in reference to Halloween candy, but they have a lot of like the chocolate peanut butter ones, like variations of that.
Yeah.
And so I'm in favor of that. That's like my favorite.
Pumpkin spice.
Lots of pumpkin spice.
And
yeah.
Fresh Bake's going to have to do another video where he goes and eats all the
do it.
the churros. 'Cause he did that. He did one video like that, and it wasn't super successful because they didn't have a lot of flavors at the time that he went. So he only had like 5.
4 or 5, I
4 or
think.
5.
Yeah, but
could
now
have-
we could do.
You could have 4 or 5 just Halloween specific ones.
It's true.
On top of everything else
Yeah.
that's there. So yeah.
I'm not normally like, I like sweets just fine, but I'm normally like more savory girl. But yeah, those churros. Oh, and of course, pumpkin spice beignets. Because I feel like, so yeah, I'd want to try
shaking
these
my
things.
head at
Yeah,
the
they can't hear,
bump.
they cannot see you shaking.
I know,
your head.
that's why I said it.
But yeah, I would. That's I think where I'd go. Is I'd want to try all of the crazy churro flavors. The crazy, you know, the flavors of what? What do I want to try?
Churros. Churros! Haha, fooled you. And the other really cool thing that I saw is they're bringing back the Mickey pumpkin popcorn bucket.
Yes.
He's a mummy with a pumpkin
Yes.
or something. That was there last year, and they're bringing it back because I think it was pretty limited last year.
Yeah.
But
Came late too.
They're bringing a new one this
Oh
year.
man. Oh, this might.
Brand new.
Oh, it looks so good.
And it's Zero the ghost dog from Nightmare Before Christmas in a little doggy house.
I love it so much.
It's pretty darn cute.
The only other one I've ever wanted as much is the Elliot one, which we got.
True.
And then yeah, this one is
I wanted the Millennium Falcon one, but
that's true.
We
Yeah.
were nowhere near
Nope.
Disneyland at that point. So, whatever.
But yeah, this looks awesome. So, okay, so speaking of Halloween at Disney, they, like, all the characters are in their costumes and everything, but Minnie, Daisy, and Clarabelle have a special costume for Oogie Boogie Bash. Actually, you just sent this to me to show me.
I did, yeah.
It is this, they're going to be the Sanderson sisters in honor of Hocus Pocus 2 coming out.
The repocusing.
I don't think that's what it's called.
It should be.
And that is coming out on Disney Plus Day, which we addressed a little bit last episode, and that's September 8th. So that's exciting.
Right around the corner.
Yeah, that's like this week. Yeah. Speaking of stuff this week, other than, of course, the subject of our episode with D23, Disney Dreamlight Valley is coming out.
What?
This comes out on Monday, so it's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow after work?
Playing on your Nintendo.
Guess what I'm going to do Wednesday after work?
It's more Nintendo.
I guess what I'm going to do Thursday after work?
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited that you're excited. We got you a big Founders Pack.
Yeah,
and you can play
I'm so
a whole
excited.
bunch. It looks pretty fun.
Yeah.
It is free to play, but you have to buy Founders Pack right now.
Yeah, otherwise you have to wait because the free is early next year, I think. Early 2023.
Yeah, and they sell various things, cosmetic things in game
that are
through
limited edition.
Yeah, so you can curate a virtual Loungefly bag collection.
You did notice that there's lots of mini backpacks, and you were kind of hoping that maybe that would encourage me to just fulfill that.
Digital Loungefly bags will be much cheaper than physical ones, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully. Oh, God.
And also ears. They have ears. And spirit jerseys.
And spirit jerseys, yeah.
I'm literally going to spend like half of my first evening playing just like changing my outfit 20 times.
But yeah, like basically it's Animal Crossing with lots of Disney stuff going on, and that's really basically made for you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a shot too, and we'll talk about it for an episode at some point.
Yep.
After we've been playing it for a couple weeks. So.
Yeah, we want to give it a couple weeks to get some good hours in on it anyway, after work, and get a good weekend play in there so we can try a few more things and get you a chance to play too, not just me hogging it all the time.
Nah, I'm gonna play on my computer. I got it for free on there, so
that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really exciting. And then the only other news we actually have an opening date for Matterhorn on October 14th. Matterhorn Bobsleds is opening again. That's about kind of what we figured.
Go get your yodel on.
Exactly. It is scary, depending on which side you sit on. Fantasyland side or Tomorrow side.
They're both kind of pretty scary,
yeah,
actually.
One is scarier. I think it, like, rattles you a little bit more.
They both rattle you pretty darn good. I still have bruises on my knees.
And then the other news we got is that the DVC Member Lounge is coming to Launch Bay in Tomorrowland, and this impacts some rumors from D23.
So this is going to come up again in the main thing, but yes, they released some concept art for this DVC Members Lounge, which is apparently a concept that they employ quite frequently in Florida. But they're bringing because they have AP lounges in Disneyland, but now this is going to be exclusive to the DVC membership, which isn't as big a clientele for Disneyland because they only have the couple 3 resorts and so you don't have a ton of people staying on property to use their DVC points.
Yeah, well, and then they have the DVC showing up at the Disneyland Hotel here soon. So
they're building that whole tower, so that makes sense that how they would try and expand the usage of that Disney Vacation Club timeshare for trips to Disneyland.
Yeah, I get it. What did you think of the concept art, though?
Of this lounge?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a place to sit, I guess. Seems like a waste to me.
Yeah. It looks very temporary. Or like superficial changes. So that's interesting.
I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. To the main topic.
What's in the bag?
It's not a head, it's just content.
Oh.
Yeah. Disney A grab bag.
Main topic.
Well, D23 is back since pre-COVID. The before times.
Yeah, they outright canceled it. They didn't have anything online. They did.
Nope.
They did lots of announcements on Disney Plus Day.
Yes. As particularly in 2020.
Yeah, last year was the first Disney Plus Day.
It was the investors meeting I was thinking of before.
Yeah, investors meeting different. No, they announced a lot of stuff over social media for Disney Plus Day last year, and then they had like some other kind of presentations for Marvel and stuff separately.
Right.
But yeah, they didn't have any actual D23 stuff. Well, I mean, the parks were closed for so long, and
it was their news. The parks news would have been like, "We are open again."
Yay!
Mostly,
sort of. Do you want to work at the park? Because you could. We got lots of room. Come work.
Please work. Well, D23 is called the Ultimate Fan Event. And you know how Disney Plus Day is September 8th? Well, immediately after that, like, that's what leads into it, because September 9th, 10th, and 11th at the Anaheim Convention Center is D23. And while there haven't been a lot of details, a lot of it's going to be streamed.
Details?
Okay.
So they are streaming some stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is exclusive to attendees only.
Of course.
But yeah, that's kind of cool. We'll see what there is to see. Probably go catch some replays.
Definitely be looking at some summaries and things like that as well. Okay, so I kind of broke rumors and predictions and stuff like that into some categories. There's parks, which is probably the longest, films, Marvel, and Star Wars.
Okay, well let's do park stuff and kind of just bandy that about for a bit, and then we can move on into the media section.
Okay, there is one thing I want to mention though.
Uh-oh.
According to the D23 official Instagram page, the release poster has 58 images or Easter eggs about hints of stuff that they will be discussing in some capacity at D23, and a lot of it is parks.
They haven't done any major announcements for the parks since the before times.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the biggest prediction for the parks, I think, is, which we'll talk about here right away, was originally announced in the before times. And that is Tomorrowland stuff. And Epcot stuff, if you want to go East Coast.
Yeah. Did they announce things before?
Kinda, yes. But, like, in general. Yeah.
Was that when they started, like, the planters and things?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so it's, I think we'll probably talk about Disneyland the most. It's the one we're most comfortable with. But Epcot Reimagining was announced in 2019, and some projects were either canceled or ignored. Part of that was, like, they brought in Ratatouille and Guardians, Cosmic Rewind. But there's some thoughts that some of the things that they haven't even addressed will get announced that, yes, they're coming. Or they'll at least be updated or changed or addressed in some way.
Okay. Yeah. I can't really speak to this. I've been to Epcot. Mm-hmm. You have not.
Nope.
But I went a really long time ago. And it's already changed quite a bit since I was there. There's a lot more to do. It was, I don't know, it was kind of boring when I went. Mm-hmm. It was basically a place you could go to eat and drink.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go on rides, and there was hardly any rides. And the one cool ride that was there was the test track.
Right.
And it was closed the whole time.
Right.
It was having problems.
Well, that's not true anymore. There's now more attractions.
Yes, there's definitely more attractions, and it seems like more of a hip happening place these days. So they've done a decent job with that, I guess.
Yeah, I think they were supposed to do a full reimagining, I guess. The other things that got mentioned is a new play pavilion, and I was like, what the heck is a play pavilion? It's Disney Play, like emoji style stuff, but it's supposed to be like super interactive, and no one can see the face you're making, but it's the same face I made.
What?
Yeah, that's what the face is. What? But they're also supposed to have more characters, like they were going to introduce Coco to the Mexico Pavilion, which makes sense. Mary Poppins to something, whether it's just a meet and greet or something like that in part of the European areas. So stuff like that seems easy to me.
Yeah.
I mean, what do I know? But it seems easy to me, so that makes sense. And they had announced that they were going to reimagine Spaceship Earth in 2019. It was actually...
Like the ride inside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was actually set to close in 2020. And then, what happened?
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Out of anything, they say they'll probably address that because that actually had like a closing date and everything that they did not follow.
Well, yeah, and they're still... Well, this isn't Epcot, but they still have a lot of construction work going on from, again, started announced in the before times.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
they're struggling to catch back up, I guess.
And then the other one for Disney World is, I guess there's a big push. We often talk about Tomorrowland, and previous to that we were talking about Toontown. There's a big push for Animal Kingdom, particularly, I guess, what's the Dino Land?
Yeah, so Animal Kingdom was an interesting park because it was basically half a zoo.
Yeah.
And then some rides in addition, and they kind of cheaped out on the rides, and the one area was like Dino Land USA, which was basically like a roadside attraction style. Anyway, the rides were all there were like very low end carnival style.
Feels like what California Adventure sometimes. Same kind of problem.
Similar to that boardwalk area in California. Even to this day, they have a lot of the low effort rides, right? It's similar. So yeah, I can see why they'd want to revamp that. They did put... that's where they put the Avatar Land. That's
cool.
So that's helped Animal Kingdom a little bit, even though Avatar's whatever, but the land's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm more excited about the land than actually the new movie or anything coming out. The land looks amazing. A big one that people keep saying would be a perfect fit for this would be Zootopia. Particularly,
makes sense, yeah.
Totally. Particularly, they have those new shorts coming out and things like that. It seems like, and we all know that they love their IP stuff. You gotta put IPs,
So yeah, and then we're gonna talk about Tomorrowland at Disneyland, but they're working on the big project in Florida to finish the Tron roller coaster.
Yes, yep, and they don't have a specific date on that yet, so everyone is just assuming that is like they're just gonna announce the actual opening date, the official opening date.
It's getting real close, so it'll be within, I don't know, 6 months. I would say.
I think so. Yeah. Some people are even saying could be by Christmas.
Could be.
But, that seems really close to me.
That'd be a stretch, yeah.
But
maybe.
They know, we don't. But we will know soon. That's almost one of the only, like, for sure we're going to find out things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk Disneyland. The big one is Tomorrowland.
Okay. Yep.
So they did announce that they were going to be, like... It seemed cosmetic, but they were going to make some changes. Part of that was the entrance. They did the planters, they did things like that, and then they halted. And so that is kind of getting people to think, why did they halt? Are they forgetting it, like just ignoring it? Or are they waiting to do a bigger revamp? This is all conjecture. Basically, every single prediction thing that I looked at, a rumor I looked at, was about, like, Tomorrowland.
Yeah, there's a big focus on it. Some people thought that they wouldn't even bring back the submarines when they were closed for so long. And
right.
They just recently opened this summer with a fresh paint job. So those aren't going anywhere for quite a while.
And by those not going anywhere for quite a while, it's unlikely that Autopia is going anywhere for quite a while. At least, like, the good chunk of Autopia. Because it does go off, but they're kind of butted up against each other.
Yeah. Those two things actually take up a lot of real estate as well, which is...
That's why they often get nodded to, is like get rid of them.
Yeah, it's interesting because Tomorrowland is a huge chunk of Disneyland, but there's also not a whole heck of a lot going on there.
Well, it's interesting because if you actually like list out attractions, like they have a solid amount. It's not like Fantasyland or anything like that. That's just dark ride, but they do have a large number. But they should. It's a big area. It's not like Adventureland, which is this tiny little area. So. Autopia does get nodded to a lot as even if you're not going to close it, change it to make room for something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they will.
It's tough because that one's a classic and interesting.
Yep.
Could they convert them to like electric cars?
I think that'd be cool. Good way to do it. Future.
Maybe, it's Tomorrowland, right? And those have been gas powered forever. I think that'd be cool. They could do that with Autopia. Maybe have them be self-driving or
That'd
something.
be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. Something to
then they wouldn't have to
change it up a bit.
Track anymore. You can just let them self-drive.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Disney could do it.
Yeah. So this is my wild speculation.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it because you're taking something that's a rumor and being like,
yeah.
But I like the speculations.
Yeah, okay.
The other one that keeps getting mentioned, we gotta say it, is the People Mover.
Yeah, so, like, people have wanted the People Mover to come back ever since it was closed. Like, they closed it to make the rocket rods, which were a horrible disaster.
Didn't those only last like a year, if kind of thing?
It was not the best choice. They didn't work, and then the People Mover's been closed ever since. And this is like kind of like a throwback Disney feeling.
Yeah, it's a nostalgia
attraction.
thing. Yeah, but it also would help if you listen to our Tomorrowland episode where we talk about the problems. A big part of the problem is that kinetic energy in Tomorrowland, and it's Tomorrowland, like literally the place that should have the most energy. Yeah,
and the People Mover did bring that, and it's in Florida, and so it works there.
The subs do help though.
The subs moving, because we were there in Tomorrowland, and it felt really claustrophobic almost and empty because they had the walls up
and
around
like,
the subs.
How are those two, like, you would think it would either be claustrophobic and really busy or empty and like deserted, but no, both at the same time. Yeah. It didn't feel
you
good.
felt closed in, but like there wasn't anything to do when you were closed in almost.
Yeah, except
like
stand around.
Yeah, stand around. You stand in line for Space Mountain. That's keeps closing, and you loop Star Tours a few times, and I don't know.
Buzz Lightyear doesn't have a big lineup. Let's jump on that one, I guess, and then move
that's
along.
getting old in the tooth. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I actually really like Buzz Lightyear, but it relies on the particular type of technology that doesn't age super well.
I like that it is physical. It's not screens like a lot of the other shooty rides.
Very true.
So I like that part of it, but the guns don't aim very well anymore. Yeah. And the scoring isn't super interactive. Like it's not as fun as it was when it came out.
Yeah, it hasn't aged super well.
So they probably need to put a coat of paint on that one as well, figuratively speaking.
I feel like if they're not going to do anything else, they need to do something cosmetically in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
It's so disjointed. Anyway, the other one that Space Mountain. There's been a lot of rumors about Space Mountain.
Now, what would you like to see?
This one was suggested, and it's the one that I like, that I think is most like that I would be the happiest with as far as likely things. I would like them to make a decent Space Mountain movie. I think they should just leave Space Mountain alone. I think Space Mountain is one of the only good things in Tomorrowland. I don't like Tomorrowland very much, even though I like Star Tours and I like Space Mountain, but they need to fix the entrance to it.
They need to spruce up the entrance. It's weird. You kind of go in through it feels like you're going through a backdoor tunnel type of situation.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
It should be a grand entrance into the spaceport.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever saw one that used to take the escalator up and stuff like that.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, I remember that, and it was cool because it was, I don't know, it was just an escalator, but you got this great view of the park, or at least the area, and I don't know, I liked it better. That might be a nostalgia thing again. But I also think like doing they do the hyperspace mountain is really cool. I think doing some of those things is good. I don't want them to just like throw out Space Mountain.
Well, the big rumor was around the time the Lightyear movie was coming out is that they were going to try and re-theme Space Mountain to be Lightyear Mountain.
I don't like that.
And that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, I really don't like that.
Do temporary skins for it, change the music once in a while, and have different projections.
Fix the entrance.
That's fine.
Make it stop breaking down.
in the order of like most likely to least likely, they're gonna do something to Space Mountain.
I think they will.
Probably, whether that's announced in a movie or talk about minor upgrades to it or something.
You do feel like they'll do something with Space Mountain, though?
I think so. Okay. Yeah, they're not going to do anything to the subs.
No, just reopen them.
Yeah, and they're not going to do anything to Autopia.
I don't think so, unless it's a coat of paint.
And like we said in the news section, they're doing the DVC Vacation Club lounge.
Yeah, and this actually doesn't bode super well for People Mover rumors.
Well, so the Launch Bay building is what they call it now. It was Innoventions. We actually went to Innoventions.
Yeah, long time ago,
in
2008.
2008, when it was actually the Innoventions building.
Yeah.
There was a lot of rumors that thing was going to be torn down.
Well, it's a huge amount of space.
It's a huge amount of space, and it was kind of incorporated into the People Mover track.
Yeah.
But there's like problems with it. Apparently, who knows? But it's also taking up a lot of room.
And is sitting there essentially empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I'm like, it's curious that they're putting this little lounge in there and that it looks so temporary. If they were going to put a lot of money into like, hey, DVC members, here's some bang for your buck, I feel like they should make it a little bit more or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange one, but I still have some hope for the People Mover. Like, yeah, there's apparently some challenges with it, but you can solve anything with money.
It's true. Hey, Disney has that.
They have lots of it, and this would be a worthwhile way to spend it. I think you get a lot of positive press out of bringing back the People Mover.
Which Chapek could use.
Exactly.
If I had my fairy godmother magic wand, I would say that is also relatively realistic. Do some cosmetic changes to Tomorrowland, help open up, because honestly, there's flow of traffic in there is terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Really is. And then the People Mover, and I think doing those little things would make such a big difference. It would be amazing.
Well, and having a spruced up, better designed, efficient Tomorrowland would help all the rest of the park, because
100%.
You'd have more people there having a good time, and then you'd have other parts of the park not as crowded as well.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't going to happen, but I would like them to announce like one more thrill type ride somehow. Like they're building Tron in the Florida version.
Yeah.
And they're not going to do...
No.
They can't do that in Disneyland, obviously. But I would like...
But man, do people want it.
I would like them to do something in that vein with the limited space that they have. Now, what that is, I don't know. But that's what they pay the Imagineers for. So, hey.
That's exactly right. And obviously, again, it wouldn't have been the Tron structure or anything like that. But that was a debate for when that giant Launch Bay, but, building is sitting there is, okay, you're not going to be able to put a roller coaster or anything in there, but you could put in a pretty sweet dark ride or something like that. Yeah. And not that I'm saying rely on screens, because please don't. But you know what? If you can soak up some of the traffic and stuff like that, I don't know. You also have empty buildings sitting in Tomorrowland right now.
Yeah, you can do some pretty cool stuff, like, say, what Haunted Mansion did, and have an underground tunnel and go back, and
like you said, the Imagineers.
You can do lots of cool stuff that way. So there's room if they want there to be.
Exactly. Let's jump over to Adventureland. This is the other one that is almost certainly going to hear at D23. What the heck is going on with the formerly Tarzan's Treehouse? What's your...
Yeah,
it's Encanto.
It's got to be Encanto, right? Like, I don't.
What else could it be?
I don't. It wouldn't make sense.
No.
Now, how they're gonna make a tree to a casita and have it make sense with the story and the theme and the area? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But.
And the thing is, Encanto...
I'd be shocked if it was anything else.
Yeah. And I think Encanto can fit in Adventureland. I just don't know how it can fit in the Tarzan Treehouse.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, Encanto is a bit of an adventure, and it's like...
It works.
It kind of works. Kind of.
If you're shoehorning it somewhere, that's where you do it.
It's a bit of a stretch, but whatever.
And it kind of, because of where Tarzan's Treehouse is, it's kind of on the corner of, like, New Orleans Square, which also leads into Frontierland and stuff like that. So you're like, okay, it's not like it's beside Jungle Cruise or anything.
It's fine. Yeah. I just don't know how they're going to turn a tree into a casita unless they have it be like it's supposed to be one of their rooms or something. Well,
the little boy does have a giant tree.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, would they make the entire thing just about that? I mean, maybe. I don't know. But I'm sure it's going to be Encanto.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we'll find out.
Yeah.
They have been working on it again, so.
We'll also probably get some updates about the Splash Mountain change into Tiana's adventure.
Yeah, do you think we'll get a date on that?
I wouldn't be surprised if we do, if not at least a closing date.
Yeah.
And then probably more concept art.
They better announce an actual closing date, not
in advance.
And sneak it out like they've done with some things.
Yep. But in advance. Not, oh, by the way, tomorrow's your last day. Like, don't do that. Just...
I don't know. A couple months.
Mm-hmm. So I think we'll probably see some more concept art. And we'll probably get a closing date. It would be cool if we could at least get a ballpark. You know?
I don't think there's room to put a ballpark there.
You're smart, Alec. So this one gets mentioned a few times, which I wanted to ask you about. So there have been rumors about expanding Fantasyland. So there's that, that space there that leads into, Toontown's currently closed, but it would lead to Toontown. There's the Fantasyland theater area that could be taken out, things like that. And they're like, what if you expanded? You wouldn't even need to change the rides, maybe move a couple of those dark rides or whatever, just to give a little bit more breathing room and expand the walkways. And I'm like, you know what? That would go a long way to helping that whole area.
Yeah. Fantasyland gets very congested, especially when you get 10,000 strollers in there, moving and parked. And now you got the mobility scooters taking up room as well.
Lots of them.
So, yeah, bigger walkways wouldn't hurt.
Right? I don't know what the likelihood of that is, but when I saw that, I was like, oh... that would be nice. So if we're just talking pie in the sky, I don't know if you need to add anything to Fantasyland. You could maybe shift some stuff around, but I'm very worried about Mr. Toad if they started doing that. But yeah. And then the other thing that did say, instead of shifting that around, if they took out, say, the Fantasyland theater there and that whole area and put something else in, the one that showed up in rumors back in 2019 was, of course, Frozen.
Yeah, they could probably use a Frozen ride. It's very popular property.
It is. I kind of like that there's the theater there, but the theater was closed for so long, and now I don't know. Like, real estate is very precious.
Real estate is precious, and a theater is not very efficient for people usage. Like, a bunch of people sit there but not that many people sit there. Yeah. Like,
speaking of people sitting there, another theater I have to ask you about.
Mm-hmm.
The one, let's move over to DCA.
Okay, we're going to jump to DCA.
Let's jump to DCA for a bit. What do you think?
We're going to go back and forth? Whoa, park hopper.
I'm not sure how much more we'll go back and forth. We're definitely going over to DCA for a bit. We're still park hopping. It's 1 o'clock now. We can do that.
Okay, perfect.
What do you think they're going to put in that theater?
I don't know.
Because that's another guess. Maybe we'll find out, right?
Well, and they're doing a bunch of work to the facade of Monsters, Inc.
That was on my list, too. Yeah.
in that area. So what the heck are they doing with that area? Because
I know.
With the addition of Avengers Campus, that whole street and what used to be a dead end doesn't really flow anymore.
And that's weird. Like, it's jarring.
It is. It's very strange. I don't know what they're going to do with that theater.
What would you like them to do? Or with that whole area, Monsters Inc. too, like just.
I'd like them to bulldoze both those things and put something exciting in there.
I want them to completely reimagine that Hollywood Pictures backlot area. Keep it Art Deco 20s, because really that's what the whole thing of California Adventure was supposed to be, and it's still the only place that's still kind of like that.
Right.
But you got to lean into it, like it's original DCA right now, which was they chickened out halfway through any theming on it, and then they like shoehorned other stuff in there. Yeah. I think that would be cool for something.
Bring in Superstar Limo 2.
I might hit you. No, that wasn't my suggestion.
Oh, darn.
Unless you did it like as an ironic kind of, yeah, but no, you won't do that. So, no, I think you need to, I like that area being Hollywood Pictures backlot, and I think you could work that into Avengers Campus. If you can honestly make Radiator Springs Racers butted up against, like, that should be harder to butt that up against Avengers Campus than Hollywood Pictures.
It's true. That transition between Radiator Springs and Avengers Campus actually works really, really well.
Yeah. This should be easier, but they, like, didn't do it. So I think there are ways you can make that work, but you can't do the half measures thing. Yeah. It's actually the land that I think needs the most work, because right now, is it even a land?
Not really, no.
Right? It's like, I don't know. But it's really cool area. But I think you could use the Captain America. I mean, I know you're off by a couple decades, but like that vintagey kind of like Peggy Carter kind of stuff as the transitional elements in there. My dream for the theater show, you know what I'm gonna say.
I've heard people joke about it. There's no way
they're gonna happen. But what was it actually? Rogers the Musical.
Yeah.
I was like, the Captain Rogers thing. Like, that would be absolutely amazing. It's not gonna happen, but that's the pie in the sky, right? That's the dream. I think something like doing Mary Poppins or something like that. Something classic. I think they should do something classic. I've also heard Encanto being an obvious choice. Rapunzel, something either that they have done or will do. The other one that I think actually makes a lot of sense, it has some longevity. Not everyone knows it. It would fit in the area, is doing Newsies. Their Broadway Newsies, like, won all these awards, was very popular.
And they have had Newsies, like, on the red car trolley and stuff.
Exactly.
In the past.
Totally fits.
Yeah, I don't see them doing that either.
That would actually be, other than Rogers the Musical, Newsies would be, like, my wish.
Yeah, you could do a big production of Rogers the Musical, like, couple times a day, and then in between you could have like mini USO shows or something.
That's what I'm saying. It works so well. He's the man with the spangled.
Yeah. Apparently
right?
Those USO tours were quite fun.
Apparently,
so.
I heard there was a good time if you were on them. At least once.
At least once.
What do you think would be it? The show, if it's not Rogers the Musical.
Yeah, I said I don't know.
Encanto makes a lot of sense. Or Frozen, I guess.
Wow, that's what they had in there before, so it's not coming back.
No, that's true. I was just thinking like big...
Yeah, no, it's not coming back.
Yeah. I don't know. They got to do something, though, because right now it's a giant building sitting empty.
Yeah.
And for what, like, you hold a lot of people in that theater.
It is a big theater. But then you run into the problem, because they're using that whole, like, where they held people outside... like basically where the lineup for the theater was as seating for Avengers Campus, because there's not a lot of seating in that place.
So I'm saying you need to I don't want them to get rid of Hollywood Pictures Backlot, but I want them to shift it all around, make it make sense, and give it some love, including figuring something out with that.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is there, but maybe do you think they're going to announce something? I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think this is a priority for them.
Oh, well, it shows it's not a priority for them.
But it is with the Monsters Inc. facade being worked on. Mm-hmm. That's kind of interesting. It's probably just a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah, but it's nice to think about them maybe doing something else. And I actually like the Monsters Inc. attraction. I think that's fun. I like Roz at the end, of course. She's the best part of it.
It's the only part.
No, I like it. I think it's fun. And I think the facade, like, if you compare that to what Superstar Limo looked like, which is what it was, it was just a coat of paint, but I thought it worked. Like, they did well with what they had.
Yeah.
Which I think is good. But it's weird. It just sits there, and it doesn't fit anywhere else or doing anything. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense with the theming of the area or anything.
It would make sense on Pixar Pier.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So I don't know if they're going to announce anything with that, but that would be nice. Okay, let's keep going. Probably get some downtown Disney construction updates, some Toontown construction updates. I don't know if anything crazy. Maybe some updates on specific Magic Bands coming to Disneyland kind of thing. But that's all announced stuff.
They're going to announce when Magic Bands are coming to Disneyland.
Yeah.
They're building some of the interactive stuff for that now. That's... I don't know. I'm not super excited about it, but whatever.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. I'm excited for Magic Bands. I'm very excited.
Downtown Disney is getting a lot of work done. Mm-hmm. They've done most of the outside paint job on the Jazz Kitchen already, and so they're just going to continue that kind of beiging over everything.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe they'll announce a new restaurant or something coming in, whatever.
I don't know. We got all the announcements for that already. They're just going to give us updates. It's one of those things that makes it sound like they're doing a ton of stuff, and they'll give updates so they can all get applause and get patted on the back. I sound cynical about this, but...
Yeah.
We did not like Ralph Brennan's getting painted.
Yeah, it looks very bland, but yeah, and maybe they'll announce what they're putting into where the AMC used to be or something.
That'd be cool. Yeah, give some more information about specifics. I guess
still a hole in the ground right now. But...
Yeah. Anything else to add for Disneyland, or do you want to jump over to some film predictions?
Yeah, let's do some film. This is going to be the actual exciting stuff.
No, I'm crossing my fingers for Tomorrowland.
I'm
People mover.
hopeful, but I'm prepared to be very disappointed.
If they announce they're doing Space Mountain into Lightyear, I will probably turn off the stream and say bad words.
All fizzle sticks.
Oh golly gee, gosh darn.
Yeah.
Okay, films. These are the predictions I found. I'm going to ask you what you think the likelihood of this is. Ooh, let's do it this way. Likelihood of it on a scale of 1 to 10. And then I'm going to ask you if you have any other predictions for announced films. Okay, ready?
Sure.
Frozen 3.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. They probably... I'd say like a 6.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they're going to announce it now. I think they do want to do it, but they're also a little bit worried about sequel fatigue and stuff.
Fair.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
New Pirates of the Caribbean movie announcements. And we know it's happening.
They're making one. Are they going to announce something? Will they somehow have paid Johnny Depp enough money to come back, bring him out on stage in full costume, for the full PR recovery mode?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that there is a 8 out of 10 chance that they talk about something with pirates.
I would have said 2. This is the one I think they won't.
Really?
Because I think if they can't work something out with Johnny Depp, they're not going to go near it with a 10-foot pole.
No,
The announcement.
I think they...
You think they're going to work something out?
I don't know if they're going to work something out.
Yeah.
I don't think they there's too much money at stake. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
I think they're going to do it. I just don't think they want to make a significant...
They might make a smaller announcement then. Just to...
Hey, people.
Announce all this other stuff at the same time so that the blowback from...
That might be... Yeah. And also that April we will have just a quick little side comment. Maybe. Tower of Terror movie.
This has been troubled production. So, I don't know, like a 3.
Ooh, okay. All right. Haunted Mansion.
Oh, that's like a 10.
Yeah, this is the one I'm like, of course they're announcing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because decisions have been made, but there haven't been official statements. Yeah. So, we're getting some official statements is what's happening.
And okay. It's the right season for it and stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cruella 2.
Like a 5, I would say. Cruella did pretty well for them on streaming. Yeah. And, I wouldn't be surprised if they went with it.
Yep. I think they are. Again, I think it's kind of like Frozen 3. It's a matter of when they are and when they're announcing it. Things like that. I know there's some live action ones that are coming up here that I'm going to ask about too.
Okay.
One of them, live action Hercules.
Starring Kevin Sorbo.
I think Danny DeVito.
Yes, I have actually heard that
yeah,
if you make a live action Hercules and you don't have Danny DeVito come back to be Phil, you're just wasting your time. And fair. He fits.
Yeah, perfect.
That would be,
and he'd do it.
He would too. Yeah. That's up his alley for sure.
Totally. What do you think the likelihood is of hearing something about live action Hercules?
I don't know. That's probably about a 5 as well.
That's what I figured. 50-50 shot on this one.
I think it's pretty likely that this would be one of their targets for a live action remake. It seems like it would be fine. I don't know.
I'm gonna jump down and do 2 more theoretical live actions.
Okay.
Because these other ones we have heard more about, but these are theoretical live actions. Live action Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Terrible idea.
What do you think the likelihood is of it?
I don't think it's super likely.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very popular one. There's been lots of adaptions of the Hunchback story. Mm-hmm. So what?
Why do one more?
Why? I don't know. The songs weren't.
Songs were good. Frollo was terrible, horrible, evil villain. So, what do you think? Like a 2 out of 10?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Okay.
And if they do, it would be like direct to streaming, like they're doing with Pinocchio.
Very well could be, yeah.
And Lady and the Tramp and stuff like that. I maybe for that, but still, that's a tough sell. It was not a popular film.
Here's another one, live action Bambi. I think this is even less likely. I'm just gonna say that
the CGI animal thing doesn't work very well.
Although we like Jungle Book.
Jungle Book was good, but
it's a different vibe.
It's a different, like, you can't. No, don't.
Less than 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not awful idea.
Okay,
if you're gonna do a live action Great Mouse Detective.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you do that either.
Well. It's animals again, but it's the same kind of vibe as like Jungle Book. Like they're not.
I don't know.
Such realistic animals. They're
do them cartoony, but then you risk having like Sherlock Holmes version of the Cats movie.
Fair.
And that.
Don't do that.
No one wants that.
No one wants that. Okay. So we know Disenchanted is coming. What do you think the likelihood is of us getting updates about that?
Don't we already have a release date for that?
I think our theory is we're getting trailers now.
Yeah, you could probably get a trailer for that.
I'd say this is a 10 out of 10 likely.
Yeah.
Or a teaser or something.
Yeah,
new poster.
Because that's been shot, and I've seen like promotional materials for it. So yeah,
we're getting some.
There's probably gonna be a trailer.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Maleficent 3. Oh, it's coming.
Yeah, you'll get something for that, I'm sure. Has it been shot? I'm not even sure.
I think so.
Yeah, great.
Jungle Cruise 2. Previously announced. Do you think we're going to get details?
They might talk a little something about it. They might have a theme park ride section of their presentation. So you'd have Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise, and Tower of Terror.
Right, that'd be cool.
And Space Mountain, maybe.
I was getting there.
So you do that. Have a
that'd be cool, yeah.
Movie ride movies.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you think the likelihood is of us hearing about a Space Mountain movie?
This one's tough. I think it's somewhat likely that that's maybe the road that they're going to go down to, but whether they announce it here or not, I would hedge closer to no, so like maybe a 4.
Okay.
But still somewhat likely, I
guess. Yeah, 4 sounds fair for that. And last one here that I had on this list was Indiana Jones 5.
Oh, they already shot this. So
yeah, but do you think we'll get a trailer or teaser? We'll get something?
They're going to play a very short teaser.
Oh, okay.
They're going to play that. The lights are going to go down, and you'll get that John Williams come in.
Fair.
And you'll see a bullwhip or something.
Yep, okay. So we got a lot of Marvel at Comic-Con already.
Yep.
But speculation. Do you think we're going to hear about Shang-Chi 2?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Because the director is involved with, of course, the first Avengers movie coming out. So he's working on that. I don't know. Like, are they going to get a different director? Maybe. Depends on what story they need to tell to make Phase 5 and 6 work, I guess. So I don't know.
Do you think we'll get more details on upcoming shows for Phase 5 and 6?
Yeah, they'll talk about stuff. I think
Armor Wars.
I think they might finally talk about Armor Wars. Maybe they'll talk about some mutants.
Maybe.
Question mark?
That was my, because that was the big thing we kept saying when we were watching the Comic-Con stuff. Is like, what are they going to talk about for Marvel at D23? Are they going to talk about Marvel at D23?
They are. Now, are they just going to hype up the stuff they've already announced?
I mean, talk about new stuff, I guess, is the other question.
I think they're going to announce some casting for Fantastic Four.
Okay.
I think that's going to be the big news item from that.
And that would be a perfect big news item, because that will hold the fans over pretty dang a lot, as long as they don't screw it up. Do you think we'll get anything about the Guardians holiday special?
Is that supposed to come out next year?
I think.
This year. No, next year, I think.
I think next year.
I
think it's 2023.
2023, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either. Star Wars, do you think we'll get a trailer for Ahsoka?
I think Star Wars is going to be at D23 in a big way.
So I have a list of different possibilities here, but like, do you have anything that you think is going to like really show up?
Well, they're gonna hit hard with Mandalorian season 3.
Okay,
Like,
yeah, that was definitely on my list.
That's gonna be the headliner.
Uh-huh.
They probably gonna show some animation stuff. Bad Batch season 2.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
And Ahsoka, I don't know if I think they're gonna go heavy on Mandalorian, so maybe the other live action series a little back. We'll probably hear a little bit more about the Skeleton Crew.
Yep. Okay. Rogue Squadron.
I think Rogue Squadron might just be like quietly shuffled off and not exist anymore.
Ooh.
Much like many other announced Star Wars projects that just they don't say they're canceled, they just never happen.
Right. What about the Acolyte? Do you remember hearing about this?
Vaguely. Didn't they? That was supposed to be like old and was that animated?
I don't think so, but maybe. I think they just announced like the time period of it.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it. Then it happens. But yeah, no, I would like them to announce a movie.
Yeah, it's all shows like right now. The only announced movie was Rogue Squadron,
and
crickets. You're
I'm
theorizing
very,
crickets?
very doubtful that they're going to ever talk about it again.
I'd really love them to do it though.
They made a big deal about it, although now that Top Gun is back and being popular, doing a Star Wars Top Gun, which is what Rogue Squadron was supposed to be, kind of similar. But the trouble is the director did the Wonder Woman movies, and the second Wonder Woman movie was absolutely horrible. Yeah. So she went from being a bright shining star to having dirt on her name.
We don't talk about it.
Yeah, so I don't know.
She became like Bruno. We don't talk about it. What do you think the chances are of hearing about Obi-Wan Season 2?
I'd love it. I don't think they're going to.
You don't think they're going to? No. I do think that Mandalorian Season 3, and I think they're going to have a lot about video games.
Yeah.
And animated stuff. Bad Batch 2, you mentioned. Mm-hmm.
They have been partnering with... It used to be that EA had exclusive rights to Lucasfilm games, but they kind of broke that exclusive contract. They actually reformed Lucasfilm Games.
Right.
So they can make their own first-party stuff, but they've also contracted out different... There's lots of irons in the fire, as it were, for Star Wars games.
That's why I figured...
I wouldn't mind hearing about an Indiana Jones game either, actually.
That'd be great.
There was some really cool classic Lucasfilm adventure games back in the day that were Indiana Jones, and I would love a modern one.
That is a great dream from D23. And not unrealistic either. Okay. I'm going to give you a list.
And we're gonna get like significant gameplay footage of Fallen Order 2.
Right.
I'm sure.
That makes sense. Do you think we're going to, like, with Andor right around the corner, do you think we're going to get, like, another trailer for Andor or something like that?
Yeah, they'll have some hype stuff about it.
But it'll be, like, just nothing crazy, just publicity stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you think we're going to see from any of this? Because then I'm going to give you a list here.
I don't know. I think there's going to be one thing that they've kept under wraps, and it's going to...
Yeah. Apparently, every D23, they've always done that. And it's been, like, big. Like big. Like Star Wars Land big. Or, I don't know, Tokyo Disney Sea big or something. Okay.
They've bought the Anaheim Angels Stadium, and the baseball team is moving, and they're going to build a whole third theme park in Anaheim.
With transportation.
Monorail!
Yeah, exactly.
Extended monorail.
All right, so I found the poster with 58 images / Easter eggs, largely hints. Someone on Disboards named, I think, 56 of them.
Well, can I see the poster?
Yes. I have it right here. I'm showing you.
Okay.
But I'm going to run through the list. But is there anything that stands out to you right away?
Well, there's a Grogu.
Yeah, that was the first thing I saw. So when you're like Mandalorian Season 3, I'm like, yep. Some things are a little bit more obscure or like subtle, and some things are really front and center.
Oh, they got Eve from
Yes.
Wall-E. So what are they gonna have a Wall-E series?
That's a possibility. That'd be cool. They do seem to like these shorts. We were just talking about the I Am Groot and Baymax shorts last episode. Maybe they'll do something like that.
You could certainly do. Oh yeah, and Jungle Cruise and Moana is on here, so maybe that's the theater.
The theater. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got it.
The other possibility is there's conversations about Moana in in another Disney park having a land, so it's like maybe they'll announce that.
Interesting.
Or particularly a water attraction.
They do have an X-wing, so maybe they will talk about Rogue Squadron. They also have Boba Fett's ship that we don't name anymore.
Why? Why would happen?
Yeah. There's a weird Kraken thing going on here. It's like 20,000 Leagues.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the Nautilus there.
So what I was kind of hoping, seeing the Nautilus and such, so Disneyland Paris has rethemed their Tomorrowland to be that kind of steampunky thing. Maybe they're going to expand or extend that idea and have that as an answer for the retheming of our Tomorrowland.
Wasn't there Space Mountain always themed to
yes.
sci-fi, like an Arthur C. Clarke novel?
Yes.
Or something like that?
Jules Verne.
Jules Verne.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, same thing.
Journey to the Center of the Moon.
From the Earth to the Moon.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
The Earth is a different one. Different. So maybe that's a possibility. That could also be the Space Mountain conversation.
In the middle of the castle, you have the Ahsoka's face design there, so they are going to talk about Ahsoka for sure.
I figured they would just give an update if nothing else.
And some more the Final Fantasy Disney game. What's that called? Kingdom Hearts. There's a key sword in here.
Okay, do you see the candle? That's Encanto candle. So I'm thinking that everything but confirmed.
Some Winnie the Pooh stuff.
Now that makes me nervous. Because I'm very worried about Mr. Toad going away.
I think that's going to be a show.
Okay, that'd be great. Give me shorts. Also, pointed out, front and center, we have classic Mickey. So they're thinking, maybe some more, because they had the...
And Oswald.
And they had the shorts, so maybe some more of that. Oswald is an interesting one, though. So I'm like, I don't know what that means.
We also have a Simpsons donut.
Yes. I noticed that. Probably like another special. They tend to like doing Simpsons specials. We even are getting one for Disney Plus Day. The day before this starts. Mm-hmm. So we have 2 dragons on there. One is the dragon from Enchanted. So Disenchanted trailer or something like that makes sense.
That's this purple one over here?
Yes. Okay. And then the other one is Elliot.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's kind of weird that they had the Main Street Electrical Light Parade, that they redid this whole big last float and then only did it for a couple months and then packed it up in storage. I think it's going to be a returning seasonal thing every summer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think they'll announce that. Because otherwise, taking out that To Honor America float, which is what it replaced, they would have just taken it out and ended with Elliot, who would have been the star of it anyway. But they spent time redoing it.
Sure.
I think.
They got Genie's lamp.
I think that's a Genie Plus update or information.
Interesting.
That's my theory. I don't know.
Haunted Mansion candelabras.
Which is why I think we're going to get Haunted Mansion information.
Spider-Man, but that's probably going to be about the animated show.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
it's tough because they're not going to be able to announce
He's mirrored
Sony.
with Indiana Jones, so are they going to announce another Tom Holland movie somehow?
That's cool.
I don't know.
I didn't think of that. That's cool. More Tom Holland. He's amazing.
Would they announce a Sony movie at D23
I don't
think so.
I don't know. Sony is very happy with Disney Spider-Man fans right now, so maybe, but I find it unlikely.
Yeah, that's strange.
Mm-hmm. You said the animated thing might be a different story, though.
And they have the 2 mermaid boys from that Italian...
Luca and Alberto.
Yeah.
Is there a part 2 coming?
Or more shorts, because they
more
did that.
Shorts,
they
yeah.
did that short, yeah.
Oh, that was really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That was last Disney Plus Day, actually. Yeah. So some of these might be like little one-off nods. Like honestly, that Simpsons donut could be like promoting the short that came out the day before, or it could be something else.
And then you got the Spaceship Earth globe over top of everything, so they're gonna probably announce something with that. Interesting.
Isn't this fun?
That's a fun poster. I like
okay, here's the list: Spaceship Earth, which you mentioned, Tinkerbell, Captain America's Shield, Simpsons Donut, Maleficent 3 we already talked about, Avatar Banshee, Dumbo.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay, I was like, there's a weird ship I don't know.
We already had we know.
You can tell how much I'm really into Avatar. Okay, woo!
Dumbo.
Yeah. Just you're gonna reimagine the Dumbo ride to be a giga coaster.
Yeah, definitely.
That's gonna be what happens, yeah.
Be a good roller coaster actually, because be flying like the elephant. I was thinking it might be a live action Dumbo Part 2.
Yuck.
Agreed. Buzz Lightyear.
The toy, not the
toy,
not the dude.
Eve, what you mentioned, Boba Fett, the NovaCorp ship, Great Gonzo. Are we getting some Muppets?
They should announce a new Muppet
something. Give me more Muppets, please. That's one that I got really excited about.
Now that they have Disney Plus, that's the perfect avenue to do cool, fun, adult-oriented.
Hey, you know who really likes the Muppets? All your crazy nostalgic millennials who buy merch and spend money and go to parks and make us happy and give us Muppet stuff. So Great Gonzo, Orange Bird, Naboo Starfighter, and X-Wing, Winnie the Pooh, Stitch, a Tron Light Disc. So yep, we're gonna get an opening date. Is essentially what's gonna happen with that one. Oswald, a Star Circle logo that the person who listed this couldn't tell what it was, but they're guessing a Sheriff Woody badge.
Yeah, that's what I would have guessed.
Yeah, and I was looking at it, and I think that's right. Probably a restaurant or a store or a short or something. Remy from Ratatouille. Some kind of training droid. Some kind of monkey. Couldn't tell what it was.
The monkey, I'm not sure, but I did notice the training droid, yeah. So
that's interesting.
Luke Skywalker show.
Ooh, maybe.
I don't know.
Oh, it's fun to, think about it, right?
Basically Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but with Kylo Ren.
Sweet. Again, you have Disney Plus. People will watch these things, I promise.
I don't know.
I'd watch it.
Do every kind of genre you can think of.
Sure, do it.
In the Star Wars universe.
You're doing it with Marvel.
A teen comedy.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
Kingdom Hearts Keyblade. Yeah. Rhea's sword.
Ah, that's what the sword was. Yes, that's right. That makes sense.
Are we getting a part 2? She was officially inducted into the Princesses.
Series.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
She was officially inducted into the Princesses, so it could just be that. They might be having her little ceremony or whatever at the D23. Grogu, which you mentioned. The Pixar Ball. Maybe updates on Pixar Pier Hotel.
That's a good one, actually. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because it's something like General Pixar. What would be General Pixar?
Pixar Pier Hotel.
Yep. Encanto Candle, we mentioned. The Enchanted Dragon. A fulcrum symbol. Elliot, Pete's Dragon, which I'm hypothesizing is Main Street Electrical Light Parade. Vanellope.
Yeah, well, yes, I did see her there, yeah.
So, I don't know.
Wreck-It Ralph 3.
Maybe. All of a sudden, we're here for sequels if it's Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. I love Wreck-It Ralph.
It's so good.
I think maybe a series with that, too. Maybe some shorts.
You know what? I think that would lend itself
Baymax
well
style.
to the super short shorts. And I think the Wall-E one would, too, actually. Rapunzel hair. Tiana, which means I do think we're going to get some more concept art or dates or something. Mulan. Part 2.
I did see Mulan.
Live action 2.
Don't think so.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of, unless they do a series again. I can't see them doing series for these kinds of things. I think it lends well to Baymax and Groot and Wreck-It Ralph. But,
yeah, I honestly don't know what you do with Mulan.
I don't know either. Okay, so I guess we'll find out. Elsa. Gargoyles, long rumored.
Oh, talk about millennial nostalgia.
There are gargoyles in here, and there's some conjecture as to whether they're the Haunted Mansion gargoyles, but they don't look like them. I saw the candelabra Haunted Mansion. I did not. So there's those gargoyles.
Yeah, those are.
But there's also that gargoyle.
That's like a teddy bear, like Asian. Yeah, see, like he's like a little teddy bear, little kitty cat. So I don't know. That almost looks like the statue from Turning Red.
That's also on this list.
Yeah, so I don't see any gargoyle. Like there's like candelabra gargoyles.
Maybe that's what they were mentioning from the list.
Yeah, those are not the Disney gargoyles.
Well, let's just pretend.
those are definitely Haunted Mansion candelabras.
I'm good with Haunted Mansion information too, getting some of that. I know, gargoyles we've long wanted.
That was such a cool show.
So good. So yes, those guys. There's a book in the window. Some people think that might be Winifred's spell book because there's Hocus Pocus Part 2 coming out.
I couldn't tell what the book was. I did notice.
I just saw that it was a book, so that makes sense. Spider-Man, as you mentioned, Indiana Jones, which you mentioned, the Genie Lamp, Turning Red statues. Okay, there you go. Nautilus and a squid arm. That is interesting and bizarre. Like
I can't imagine, like, that's a tough property to, like, it's steampunky, classic sci-fi. Maybe you make not, because, like, the submarines are going to stay Finding Nemo. They're not going to 20,000 Leagues
Not
Under
after
the
they
Sea.
just redid it.
But maybe you have, like, another motion simulator ride.
Could be.
Or something to do with...
That'd be kind of cool.
Something.
I'm very curious. This is one of the ones where I'm like, where is that coming from? There's a mermaid tale. Maybe we'll get some more information about the live action Little Mermaid.
Probably, yeah.
Jungle Cruise boat. So we already hypothesized about that one. Moana's boat, we discussed. A submarine. Some kind of dolphin or something. Not sure on that one. And then Luca and Alberto. I think you might be onto something with doing some more shorts with that. That makes sense to me. There are 5 logos on the castle walls. The bottom right is Andor. Probably going to get a trailer or something.
We've had a couple trailers. They'll probably have, like, the final trailer. Because that's coming out in a matter of weeks. So.
Oh, so totally makes sense. Top right, Black Panther. Are we going to get another trailer, some more information?
We'll probably get another Black Panther trailer.
Yeah.
Because that's,
first one
again, coming out in a matter of weeks.
Yeah.
More weeks, but still a matter of weeks.
Yeah. In the middle right... So you mentioned they're redoing the facade on Monsters, Inc. The middle right has a Monsters, Inc. logo. So, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what they're going to do. The bottom left has a Shang-Chi symbol.
You know what? The Monsters, Inc.? They're going to do Monsters at Work Season 2.
That's what they're going to do. That's great. I loved Monsters at Work, actually. I was, like, shocked at how good it was.
I've heard some people didn't like it.
They're wrong.
I thought it was
And
great.
You weren't a huge Monsters, Inc. fan,
No,
so...
it was not my favorite Pixar film. It wasn't my least favorite Pixar film either.
But you weren't like... There are people who love Monsters, Inc.
But I liked that they had new characters that were interesting, but they still had, like, the originals as well.
That's hard to do.
It's very hard to do.
Even when it's animated.
Very hard to do.
Did you hear me say Shang-Chi symbol?
No, but...
Shang-Chi symbol.
I'm hoping that they do... I really like Shang-Chi, so yes.
But or it might be him showing up somewhere else that they're going to be, like, talking about or something. I don't know. And then in the top left, there is the SEA logo, which apparently is the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, I have. They are bigger in Florida?
So it makes sense to me. They have a lot of land in Florida, and they're looking at, like, upping some stuff, particularly in Animal Kingdom and in Epcot, and both of these make sense there.
They're also tied to the Jungle Cruise, are they not?
I think so.
And so maybe they're going to kind of expand their lore in the next Jungle Cruise movie.
Totally makes sense.
And
I think The Rock's going to show up, and so they're going to make a big deal about the Jungle Cruise movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else to add from this? The poster's fun. I will share it again on Instagram.
Yeah,
on the stories.
I actually quite like the poster. And
yeah.
The art style's pretty cool, too, because it's like...
Yeah, well, even things like, what's Oswald doing there?
Yeah, what is Oswald?
Right? What is Oswald doing there?
They're going to make a new Mickey's Paint game for the Switch or something.
Something like that. I like that.
Because Oswald was a big part of that.
Oswald was. So the other thing that got mentioned with the Society of Explorers and Adventurers is, remember way back when they announced their second private island?
Oh, yes.
And then something happened in 2020 and everything got stalled. They're like, maybe
They still own that island.
They still own it. Maybe they're going to tie something in with that. Maybe that's the kind of thing.
Could be, yeah.
Kind of a theming thing for
we
that.
didn't talk about Disney Cruises at all.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I didn't see lots about Disney Cruises, just that, hey, there are going to be some updates. Maybe, I mean, the pie in the sky is there's talk about, like, the next class of ship and what that would look like.
Well, so here's the thing. They have 5 ships. Mm-hmm. The previous 4 were done in pairs, and then there's 1 Disney Wish.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's going to be the big announcement. That's what I'm going to guess.
They're going to make the Wish's sister ship. Would be my guess.
You know what? I think, you know how you said there's always one that there aren't a lot of rumors about, and then it just comes out. I mean, that shouldn't be that much of a surprise, saying sister ships and all that, but I think that's going to be the big news.
And I think they were probably waiting to see how the cruise industry was going to recover, but
totally
I think
makes sense.
I think it's actually doing better than anybody expected.
Everything we see about the Disney Wish is amazing.
Yeah, everybody likes Disney Wish.
So
regular cruisers, Disney fans, everybody.
Yep. So that, I think, is very reasonable to guess. We might actually hear more about cruises than anyone is hypothesizing.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that second private island. So I wouldn't be surprised if they had a new ship and significant details on the private island.
Would they theme it around Nautilus, the island?
Well, so Castaway Cay, which is their current private island, actually has Nautilus for snorkeling.
Would they lean into it more as like a theme of a whole island?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Or maybe they'll just have another Nautilus down there,
Pirates.
and that's its. That makes sense.
You could have Jack's Hidden Island, and then have some sea turtles.
Sea turtles.
Yeah.
Do you notice there were no Pirates logos on this poster?
I did notice that.
I didn't until like when I made my guess about not hearing anything about pirates, but I feel more validated in that guess now. I think they're just hitting. They're not canceling that project. Like you said, they've sunk so much money into that series.
It's just going to be such a major surprise that they didn't even put it on the poster.
Could be. And that could be because they made a deal with Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't hold my breath for that one, but
would be... if he came out in full pirate gear and as full Captain Jack, that would be the level of surprise that would,
well,
make people freak out.
You would see that on every news outlet. That would get the headlines.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's interesting. Do you think they're going to announce a new park anywhere in the world? So far, Chapek's the only one who hasn't. Granted, he took over at the beginning of a pandemic.
I don't think so. I think Moose Jaw is going to have to wait.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Moose Jaw.
Disney Moose Jaw.
Yeah, It's just the moose that are Bob and Doug McKenzie from Brother Bear. Just like okay, so Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, first of all, is an actual place. It sounds made up, but it's not.
They have a giant
and
moose
they have
statue.
a giant moose. So I'm just like, that's what I'm saying. You put up another one and you just have them like they make them audio animatronic, or just have the voices. Welcome to Moose Jaw.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, this has clearly gone on too long. We've gone off the rails.
Okay. All right. Before we close up, do you have any other pie in the sky theories or anything like that?
New Star Wars trilogy movie.
Wow. I love it.
That's
pretty pie in the sky.
Pie in the sky, but
it's not insane, but unlikely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And set it in like the Old Republic.
Love it. Do it. Do it. What are you most looking forward to hearing about? Are you Parks panel? Are you Star Wars?
I'm very curious to see if they actually announce anything of significance in a Parks panel. Mm-hmm. So if they do, then I'd be seriously interested in that. I think the most dopamine we're gonna get is probably from a Star Wars panel.
That's fair. I like that. I'm going to be most anxious about the Parks panel because Tomorrowland, and it's the one that that have the most predictions swirling around and stuff like that. But I think Star Wars is and because I'm not expecting much for Star Wars. but it wouldn't be crazy to hear tons of stuff for Star Wars. So, if nothing else, Grogu. Give me more Grogu.
I agree.
Okay, last time I asked you 2 trivia questions. So let's just review those quickly.
Okie dokie.
We were talking Baymax and I Am Groot. So question number 1, in what city does Baymax and Big Hero 6 take place? This is what you said.
But it's like San Fran, Tokyo, Tokyo, something like that.
You're like close. It is a combination between San Francisco and Tokyo. It's San Francisco.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said, but
you were close. You were close.
I said I didn't know how to pronounce it, but that's what I said. That's 100% correct.
90% correct.
No, 100%. I am brilliant.
Well, speaking of 100% correct, the next question I asked you was Groot actually says a total of 5 words in the MCU. What are they? This is what you said.
The 3 ones he says all the time is I am Groot. He says we are Groot, so that's the extra 2 is we are.
Yes, yeah. I am Groot and we are.
This is a 90s Gwen Stefani band. Because
yeah.
there was no doubt on this one.
Get out. Okay. So anyway, not crazy trivia, apparently, because you did well.
Yeah, those were pretty easy.
I'll make the next ones harder. No trivia today, though, because this was a very long episode, and we have tons of stuff coming up this week, so I wouldn't be surprised if the next episode is also very long.
Oh, we're going to get to find out about all the stuff that
Exactly. Plus, we'll have Disney Plus Day.
Yeah.
And Disney Dreamlight Valley's coming out this week.
Oh, my goodness.
This is a crazy Disney week.
Guess you just have to call in sick for like 3 weeks.
Sorry, I had this cough.
Do you have the black lung?
Might, not feeling very well. I'm just kidding. But anyway, contact us on social media or through our website. That is our show. Thank you, Elmule, whose work is on our website. And links to all of our social media accounts. You can find our website at disneya.wixsite.com/podcast. We are most active on Instagram, but you can also find us on Twitter and Facebook. You can also find Disney A episodes on all of your favorite podcast streaming platforms, and we really, 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 really appreciate any ratings or reviews you feel like giving us. If you have already rated or reviewed our podcast, thank you. It is how other people find us. Or, of course, you could also recommend us to them, especially with all this coverage of D23 coming up. And we're almost at 100 episodes.
Oh, man. Doing this quite a while, apparently.
I guess so. So like we said, next episode we are going to be doing a review to see exactly what we were right on and what that crazy announcement is going to be.
I don't know. We'll probably not be right on much of anything, but we can actually talk about what they did talk about.
Yeah,
today.
exactly. Well, I'm Krysta.
And I'm Brandon.
Until the next adventure, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Thanks for listening to Disney A. It'd be cool if we could at least get a ballpark, you know?
I don't think there's room to put a ballpark there.
You're smart, Alec.